of the identity, new identity. And we're just not talking just about a change. It's just like, a wishing for more, but actually being the woman who already has it all. Okay, so the first day we talked about the money mindset. Yesterday we talked about the identity shift. And today we are going to talk how do we embody all this information. Okay, because a lot of times we talk about desires, that next level of income, freedom, impact, love, success, but desire alone is not enough. It's the starting point, but it's not the destination. Okay, so I'm going to talk about 3 levels, powerful levels, which is hope, faith, and knowing. Okay, and I'm going to explain all the difference between 3. But also we have beautiful Emma with us today. Emma, she was one of my clients, she was one of my ex-clients, and we have had, we're still in touch with each other. And I mean, it's so wonderful to see her success, her journey, and I would love for her to share her journey with us and the shift that she has made. So I'm just going to start a little bit, and then I will let Emma in to tell her story. Okay? Sounds good? Wonderful. So, AB, what is your name, AB? Maybe you can put it in the chat. All right. But before we do that, I would love to hear from you all who did the work and the exercise yesterday and answering the questions. Did you also think about who do I think I am? And how does it feel to be me? Not the one that you are today, but your new level. Have you done the exercise? Have you asked yourself the question? Maybe someone feels inspired to share one word about how it went in the chat box. Because they're so powerful question to ask yourself, who am I and how does it feel? The new identity. Someone wants to share it in the chat box? And the same way it goes if you are watching the replay, you can just hit the button and you can just comment. Or if you're watching on a YouTube channel, you can comment as well. So that's good too. Okay, because all I'm doing here is I'm having you becoming aware of the vibration that you are in most of the time. Okay, we are vibrating, sending out some energy. And I wanted to become aware of that energy. And if we truly understand that manifestation, one of the greatest processes and mechanism of manifestation is the law of vibration. Okay, so God has given us this beautiful tool. You can say universe, you can say whatever, I'm saying God. And says that the vibration that we are in, we attract from. We will call in experiences from that feeling. And so right now, you are aware of that feeling that you've been in dominantly, which is great. So you need to be aware of that feeling. What is my feeling that I have right now? Because this is the only way we can change it. You need to become aware of it. Because you didn't know it before. So you didn't know, you didn't recognize that it felt heavy. You didn't know it felt sad. You didn't know that you were so negative. So when you don't know something, you can change it, right? But once you become aware, and this is where a coach comes in, when you become aware, and this is where the real magic happens, because you're like, oh, now if I can change my vibration and my identity, the feeling of me to be in a more positive light. I will then, if I do the change, I will then start to call in different experiences into my life, into my business. Because if we truly have no control over who we are, if we were just stuck with it, if we, with no way to change, that would mean that manifestation doesn't exist. And the law of attraction, pointless. Growth, impossible. And if that is true, and the world is just this would be just this harsh, unchangeable place, right? And we would have no choice but to live in life exactly as it is and to remain in the same place, same level, being who we always have been. So for me, to me, this is a beautiful solution into that. I can now change it. I'm aware of it, and I can now change it. So I'm taking the power back. I'm taking self-responsibility. I'm not blaming the outer circumstances. I'm not blaming anyone anymore. It's my responsibility. My business, it's my responsibility. My life, it's my responsibility. My results, it's my responsibility. No one else. So once you made that decision, now that you're going to shift your identity, and I mean, each one of you who's here today, you made a decision the moment you signed up for this masterclass, right? There's no way that you signed up for a masterclass on identity shift and just finish these 3 days and go, oh, well, I'm not going to do that. That doesn't sound good. I'm going to leave it as it is. I don't believe it. You manifested this very masterclass to help you to learn how to shine. And so if there's some part of you that says, I am not going to do the work, I am not going to follow through, that is your ego talking. It's not you. That is your upper limit. Because you're literally calling in something into your life to help you to change your reality, to change your life, to change your business in every level. And then you're saying, oh, no, 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 that's too much. I'm not going to do that.
Hi,
Right?
sorry. Are you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm Abir. This way, but I would AB, but my name is Abir.
Abir,
Uh,
okay. Welcome, Abir. Welcome.
Thank you. The first time for me going Zoom and meeting, so maybe just a little bit so controlling the technical things. I think I will open the video now. Okay, you can see me.
Yes, we can see you now. Yes.
Okay. Because maybe some technical things I need few time to do it. I just like you what you say before, and I read all the emails. So it's really a good idea to help people to change their life. So thank you so much for this idea. But I just have a question. If you what you say is all completely right, I am with you about it. But sometimes you have something you can't change it. It's something outside. It's not our feeling, not our things. It's something out, like what's happening out. Like I want to change myself. I want to be positive. How much I want. I want to do something. So I'm trying not let something what's happening outside affecting me too much. But sometimes not all the day the same things. Sometimes you are up, sometimes you're down, sometimes like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
sometimes you try don't affecting you, but something not you control is you
Okay.
know. And
Yes.
if you are alone, it's a bit sometimes hard to do that alone all the time. Sometimes you feel like your power off. You can't do anything. You don't
Yes.
know how to do all the
Yes.
things.
Okay. Very good question. And I'm going to answer it. And if you have any other questions, just put it in the chat box so that we can collect all the questions and we can have them by the end of this session. So we can have like a
Okay, I'm
Q&A.
sorry, I
But
wasn't.
when no,
Okay,
that's okay. That's okay. But
okay.
I love this question. I'm going to answer it now because what you're telling me that you want to change, you want to change certain things in your life, but it's not always easy to do so because the outer circumstances are not allowing you, right? The outer world that you see is a mirror of what's going on inside of you. So you are telling me that I want to change, but then I promise you that just wanting alone isn't enough. There's different layers because your subconscious, you are vibrating, your energy, that is what you're sending out to the universe. And that is what you're attracting back. So you are attracting back circumstances that make it more difficult for you to move forward. And this is exactly what we're talking about here during the 3 days. And I'm going to go a little bit more in depth. So just bear with me. I promise I will help you out. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. So I was talking about, I'm just going to mute everyone here, just 2 seconds. Here we go. So we were talking about that you are literally calling something into your life to help you to change, okay? So that you're sitting here is no coincidence. You wanted this, you want to change, and here we are sitting together and you're listening to me, okay? So I'm just a tool. I am just a tool. The solution is within you. And my job, my purpose, my calling is to shake you up to become aware of what's going on inside of you, and that actually you are in charge of your life and the results and circumstances, everything that's happening in your life, okay? Because the ego, and for those of you who don't know what the ego, when I say the ego is your subconscious mind, which controls 97% of everything that you do, okay? So your ego wants you to stay safe. It wants you to stay comfortable. It wants you to be, just a little over here. But we're not doing that, right? We're not doing that. And I had somebody asking me a question. She said, I've been aware of my negative identity and I have done nothing about it. Okay, so she knew that she had this negative identity and she didn't make a change. And I told her, well, you know what, my dear, that was a choice. That was a decision that came from ego, your subconscious mind that wants to keep you safe and secure and comfortable. Because every single one of us is meant to expand and grow and to become more. I mean, the human condition is so powerful, so beautiful. We have higher intellectual faculties, we have cognition, we have the power to guide and direct source energy. We are infinite beings that can literally do anything that we desire in this universe. And we can make our life magical. Yet we choose to stay in suffering. Why? Why do we do that? Because it's what we have been taught. Simple as that. So just because something is comfortable, it doesn't mean that is exactly what you want. So staying in the same place is, you might not like it, but it's comfortable. Just think about it. It's easy. You know what you have. You know what to do in order to have more of that. You don't have to do anything. You can just stay there. But nothing is going to change if you just stay there, right? So this is where we're going to take, the control back over the ego, because we're smarter than ego. And we're going to come from this higher spiritual perspective. And we're going to say, you know what, ego, not today. Today we're going to grow. Today we're going to expand. Today we're moving into higher identity and understanding ourselves. Today we're going to be better. Just imagine 1% better every day. Just imagine 1%. We can all become 1% better every day, right? So speaking of change, speaking of identity and all the achieving things that we can have in our life, I would love to invite Emma to share her story about her life, where she was, what she has done, and how she has changed her reality. Welcome, Emma. You can unmute yourself, maybe?
Thank you.
Here she goes. Hi, thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
I would, oh, yeah, I mean, you are truly inspiring. So yes, I love to have you here with me. So Emma, I would love to hear your story. Well, I know your story, but I would love to share your story because we met in, wow, let me see here now. Was it in 2020, December 2023 that we came in touch with each other? Yes, 2023. And then you invested in yourself and in mentorship program thinking to results in January 2024.
Yes.
Yes. So tell us where were you when we first met?
I was, what it feels like today, it felt like I was at the bottom when I met you. I was struggling with my company. I have my own company and I work as an osteopath. So I have a clinic with patients. And yeah, it was struggle. I had a few patients. I had not much money, and I had stress. I had anxiety. I was running around like in circles, trying to do stuff, try to how do you say um, to put out the fires. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah. Instead of look inside and yeah, and see what's going on inside. So I had no idea. It was chaos, totally chaos when I met you. I had low self-esteem. I was doubting myself as both yeah, like me, Emma, private Emma, and both as an osteopath, and I was comparing myself to others. I was constantly having how do you say bad conscience?
Confidence or conscious?
No, um, I felt like I should do so much more,
Yeah.
both yeah, to everything and to my husband and everything. So
Mm.
there was I would say chaos and stress and anxiety, and I I fell asleep with my heart beating, and the first thing when I woke up was the same. Like immediately when I opened my eyes, it was like, oh my God, how's this day gonna be?
Mm.
Yeah,
Wonderful. And I remember our first call. I think you had a bad flu.
yeah. I was so sick. I was so sick.
Yeah, yeah, wonderful. And tell me, then you attended a master class and you felt that, well, this is something for me that this, and we had this conversation. And I remember you telling me, yes, I truly believe that this can help me, but I don't know where to find the money because I'm not earning that much. I don't have any money and everything is bad and everything is chaos. So tell me a little bit more about that, the decision.
First of all, when I saw your masterclass, also 3 days, it was like you were talking to me. It was like you were talking from my head and that you read my mind. So I was completely drawn to your way of explaining it, and your everything seemed so like I wouldn't say easy, but it was like such a big connection.
Mm.
And I remember that I saw all of your master classes and I saw the um, replays, and I wrote. I think I have like this much. I just wrote. Everything was like perfect for me in my mind,
Mm.
but then it was about the taking the decision and the money. And I remember I was like, I don't have any money. I can't invest in this. But I ended up borrowing the first money from my husband. And then I don't know how you say it when you pay monthly. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
pay
pay your
monthly.
monthly, yes, payment
It
plan.
was, it was so funny because you say that when you take the decision, it will solve itself out. And I was like, no, she's not talking about it. Everybody else, it won't. Because it was so much money. It was almost more money. I'm going to pay you more money than I earn. So it was like, and I remember you said something like, but if you want to do this, but you're afraid, where would you be like in 6 months, 12 months if you don't do it? And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to live like
Yeah.
with this heart pumping and
Yeah.
anxiety. So I made the decision, and it was so funny because as I said, I work in a clinic where I didn't have so much patients, but after I've been paying, um, I was looking at my economics in the company, and the amount that I was going to pay you each month, my income has raised just exactly that amount. And when I saw that, it was like, are you kidding me? So because I got the same amount for my salary, but I was able to pay the bill.
Yeah.
And it was so all the way through the course, I just exactly gained that much in my income. And that was like a receipt on how this things works.
Yes. Yes. Because when there was actually talked about yesterday and the day before that when there's a need, you will find a solution. The universe will find you a solution. And
Yeah.
this is something that I also tell that the how, we don't know the how. We just you wanted and you needed it and you knew exactly why you wanted it. So you knew that you wanted to invest in yourself and you got it. So amazing, wonderful. So tell me, I mean, you have made this incredible journey. I mean, tell us about it. Where are you today?
I'm so far away from where I was when I began. I was, as I told you, I was anxiety, it was stress, it was bad confidence, it was no self-love, it was a lot of negativity and a lot of negative thoughts, even though I thought I was a positive person. But it was just running around like millions of thoughts in a negative way. And I was just struggle. And so a big part of this has been my inner journey. Absolutely. My thoughts, my self-love, my confidence, my thoughts. I have written so much, and I've written all my thoughts and really working on them to change them. And it's been a journey. Absolutely. It goes ups and downs, but it goes slowly up. So it's so rewarding. And I remember when we met first, you said, oh, what do you want to do? And what do you want to be? And I was like, no, I work in my clinic. I can't do anything else. And you were like, can you work with something else? Can you have courses? No, I can't. I was so stuck in my little box. But so now I've changed. So from working in my clinic full time, try to work full time. I work part time now to free time to do other stuff. So I have just written part of a book that came out like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I have.
That was huge. That was huge. That was huge.
That was kind of huge. So I almost don't remember everything. And I'm going to be, now I'm studying to be a coach because I realized that it's mental development and this things that I've done, I can really help people now when I've seen what it's doing to you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to combine my coaching with my osteopath. So it's going to be a perfect combination. I've held a lecture and a workshop for health professionals. And now in the autumn, I'm going to be a lecturer. Do you say that? I'm going to have there is a new school starting where I'm going to be one of the teachers. And yeah, I think that's, and yeah, that's the small part. And I've also become more social. I have more energy. Oh yeah, I used to be stressed when I met you, and I had this burnout. And a couple of months in the program, I realized that I say like, yes, I'm burned out, I'm burned out, I'm burned out,
Yes.
and eventually I was like, nope, not anymore. So I changed my mindset, I changed my health, so, and I broke up with my burned out. So yeah, feeling much better, much lighter, much happier. I'm living in harmony instead of stress. There was someone asking about this outer environment, and it's so peaceful when you realize that you you only control yourself,
Yeah.
and from within you control yourself, and the environment will be better because you attract
Yeah.
better.
I love this. I love this. You made several decisions, and I know exactly what decisions you made, but the one that you first, I think, was the biggest one was actually when you decided, I am not a burnout person. And that was a decision. And we actually spoke about this yesterday at that state of being. And you just took this, and you know what? I'm not a burnout. I'm my healthiest person I'm ever going to be. And you change your identity. You change your identity. And then when you change your identity, you change your thoughts, you change your energy. Then you get new ideas of, okay, I want to expand my business. How? I don't know how. And then opportunities show up, and you are giving lectures, and you are, writing books, and now you are in the coaching. So it's so amazing to see. And I'm going back and seeing how you started. And no, I'm just in here, and now you are, woo, world, just bring it on.
And that's so amazing with this journey, because you meet people that you haven't met before, and you see stuff and you get stuff that wasn't like available for you.
Yeah.
You didn't thought it was available.
Yeah.
And I go on trips and I go on holidays, and
Yeah.
it's totally different life.
Wonderful. And I mean, you have different energy as well. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I love you, Emma. I love you. So, what would you say to people who are thinking or interested in, they want to change their life, they want to change their results, and they know that, okay, I need to invest in myself, but they're hesitating? What would you say what is your number one advice?
Don't hesitate. I mean, if you're, like you would say, if you sit here and if you signed up for this masterclass, you want a change and you want something else for your life. And that could be anything. I mean, it could be your health, it can be your physical or mental health, it could be your job or relationship, it can be whatever. But if you know that you want more, and you want to feel happy. I mean, we are supposed to be happy in our lives, and life is not supposed to be hard. You're not supposed to struggle. And when I realized that, it's it's a game changer. I mean, you're supposed to live with ease and enjoy. And so I can't say I haven't regretted once, not once. And it's such amazing that you do, it's a program, so you do the work yourself, and that's so good because you don't get anything from someone else. You do it yourself, and then you do the work from within. So you're gonna get so much, a better version of you, not another person, a better version of
I
you.
love that.
So
I
don't
love that.
just do it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Emma. I love your story. I hope that everyone that's listening is inspired by you, and you are inspiring, Emma. You truly are. So thank you, and I'm really looking forward to see what you have to bring on next. See a message.
Thank you.
I love Emma's messages. Thank you so much, Emma. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Okay, ladies, I don't know about you, but it's so exciting, so inspiring to listen to Emma. And I'm bringing up, real people to share their stories. So you're just not listening just to me, but to us who have made the same journey. That this is what is available for you too, possible for you as well, and more. So sometimes we try to do all the changes, all the work in one shot in one day. We want to change this and that and this and that. But this is a growth over a lifetime. Okay. It's nothing you do over 3 days and you think, well, I'm done. No, that's not how it works. Do you believe that I changed my life in 3 days? Do you believe Emma changed her life in 3 days? No. But what you will get is a tool and a beginning to a lifetime journey. But you need to put down the work. And that is why all my programs are 6 months, except for one, which is 3 months, because we need that time to reprogram, to change. It's nothing that's made, I said, 3 days. And it's truly you deciding that you are going to become the best version of yourself from today until you no longer exist in this human experience. Because we have upper limits. We do have them. And our patterns, our programs are so ingrained that as soon as we reach, that, how I say, the razor edge, you are right on the top of the cliff. We're right there. We're so close. We're about to quantum leap, to jump. And then what happens? Well, your ego kicks in and you go back to your comfort zone. Nothing happens. You see, and how many times haven't we been there? We're so close taking that step, and then no, we self-sabotage. So it is a decision, as Emma said, it is a decision to no longer self-sabotage. And it's a decision to become aware of the self-sabotage and to say, you know what? Okay, I see what's going on here, what's happening here. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to become 1% better every single day. And what's so interesting as well is that when you hit that limit, upper limit, you will like to feel like you want to turn your back on us. So now you're sitting here and you feel so inspired, so motivated. You say, well, this is something for me. And then to the moment of truth, you'll say, no. And you are turning back to the people that will help you to get past your upper limit, to hold your hand, to get you to the other side. I couldn't do it by my own. I had to have someone holding my hand, show me the way. And we see this time and time again, every time. You will call us in and we're here, we support you, and we're like, we got your back. And we're going to give you tools, that everything that you need. Let's do this. And then you just poof, ghost us. But I mean, I don't get offended because I know it's not about me. It's about you, about your growth. So you will feel this incline of to avoid me. But the real you, the essence of who you are, the one that signed up for this training, the real you that want to be part of this community, that has a desire to be in this energy, to be in this environment, that's the real you. The other one is just your ego talking. This is the you who has everything that you want, the you that quantum leaped, that experienced peace, love, and all those beautiful things, right? So just stay close to me and I will help you. I really, really want you to just lean in. Make it easy, even if it's uncomfortable. Just stay close. At least have a conversation with me. At least allow yourself to dream about what it would be like to be in our environment and in our energy, right? Because for me, thinking about 2022, when I invested in myself in personal growth and developed course, I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot do that. What if I'm not good enough? What if I don't finish it? What if I cannot make the money back? What if I cannot pay? What if, what if, what if, what if? And this is where the ego comes in to try to say, you're not good for this. But I said, no, no, because that little bit of hope that was left within me turned into faith. And then when I decided to express myself with faith and take action and invest in myself, that's when my whole entire life shifted. Because the universe responded to me. The universe was like, oh, Suad, she believes in herself today. Look at her. She thinks she can change the world. She thinks that she can help people. She thinks she can serve. She can help humanity. She thinks she's worthy of financial abundance. She believes that she's worthy of more followers on different social platforms. So making that decision to not self-sabotage changed everything for me. So I noticed the self-sabotage because every cell in my body screamed at me. The ego told me it would just be easier to just wait 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, try to fix it on my own. I'm going to wait 6 months. But when you wait 6 months, what you are saying is, universe, you know that life that I really, really want to manifest? Don't give it to me for 6 months, please. I see the opportunity, but no, thank you. I don't want it. Just keep it away. Don't give it to me. That's basically what you're saying. And we're not doing that, right? We're not waiting. We're not putting it off until tomorrow. We're saying yes to our manifestations today. So what I would like to do is I'm giving you this a beautiful opportunity to have this first call with me and to make a choice, okay? And it's a free call. You don't pay anything, just a free call and opportunity for you. So I will take the link and post it in the chat box so you have the opportunity to book a free take your spot. And don't listen to your ego, okay? Be smarter. Please be smarter than your ego. You have nothing to lose here. I promise you have nothing to lose. Because I see this all the time that people make these decisions to become an elevated identity of themselves. They will write it all on a piece of paper. I will be this and I will be that. And then say, okay, I'm confident, I'm powerful, I'm supportive, I'm successful. And then they do nothing with it. They just put it in a drawer. Their ego, okay? And they're just trying to be something. So the first thing that I want every single one of you to understand here is to be aware of and to move the energy is when you look at your vision, when you look at your goal, your desire, you look at your vision board, the grandest version of yourself, the greatest life that you could ever possibly experience, all of those things that you have there, okay? That just light your soul on fire, you feel so inspired of. And I want you to look at it with hope. Okay? And then I want you to move from hope into faith. And then I want you to move from faith into knowing. I don't normally talk about hope because I don't hope that anything will happen, okay? I don't wish for more. I don't try. I do, I know, I be. I do, I know, I be. But with everything that's going on around the world, all the circumstances and around life, there are many people in many places around the world that are literally starting from nothing, okay? They are literally in devastation and they're rebuilding. And the only thing that you can hold on to is hope. So that is why I'm saying hope first, okay? So when I was at my lowest point in 2022, and I would say for me in my adult life, that was probably my most depressed state, meaning vibrationally, thoughts, the way in which I felt about myself, okay? So in 2022, what I actually clung to was the hope that there could potentially be more out there. It has to be more. This cannot be it. So right now, if you feel that there's not much for you to cling to, I want you to cling to the idea of hope. Just hold on to hope. Just grab it. Whatever that little bit of hope that might be, just find it and grab it. And I also see it like hope is like a little bit of light. Sometimes when we're sitting in the darkness, we're surrounded by nothing but dark. And then we find that little crack of light. And the more we focus it, the more that we watch the light, we pay attention to the light, the more the light grows, right? Because where attention goes, energy flows. It grows. So I want you to start with hope. And then once that hope feeling, you've clung on to that, you've grown that, I want you to move it into faith. You have to have faith on your vision, the vision board. You cannot look at your vision and your dream and you go, oh yeah, I'll never have it. It's just a dream. And it's not like you're saying it, but I want you to notice what you're noticing about your thoughts when you look at it. Notice what you think about that, knowing what the underlying feeling is. Do you look at your vision board and think to yourself, I cannot wait until I experience that? Or are you looking at it and you go, oh, I wish, maybe someday, maybe one day. See, feel the difference between the two ways of feeling about it? So hope is like, maybe it's possible, maybe I can have it. But faith actually moves you into, you know what? I have faith that this is done. I have faith that this is possible for me. I have faith that it will eventually be mine. Something like that. So faith is very, very powerful. And faith is actually so meaningful to me because it was many times in my life where I could go in the moments where the outside world would appear that things were not going to work out for me, right? So many people have faith and believe that they're in a state of faith, but when in action, they're just in the observation of good. So faith is actually something that is most meaningful, most important, most present in the moments when you can see the observation. You are believing in the unseen. So when the outside world is telling you that things are not there, you cannot see them, they're not done, they're not possible, it's looking bad, and maybe the opposite are showing up, yet you choose to believe in the unseen, your goal. That's true faith. So the ability is to look at it and say, you know what? I'm not going to believe this. The world might be saying that this is impossible, but I know different. I know otherwise. That is faith in action. That is when faith is needed. The law of rhythm says that we'll live in a rhythm of life. I mean, there's ups and there's downs, right? There's valleys and there's truths. So, there's going to be ups and downs always, always. And when is faith most important? In the perceived downs. When your business is not going well, when your clients are turning you down, when you are turned down for the dream position that you applied for, when everything outside of you is going well, faith is not going to be as needed in those moments. So it's actually in the downs where faith is needed. Robert Russell says that success is, in the simplest way or terms, is faith expressed in action. If you don't have faith, are you going to take action? No way. So this is where the vision boards get created and get put into closets. They never get seen again, and nothing ever comes out from it because action is not being taken. Because you are not in a state of faith. You don't believe in your dream. You don't believe in yourself. I can give you just a short story about when we decided to sell our previous house. It was during a time when experts claimed that the market was tough due to high interest rates, inflation, war, blah, 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 blah. So selling seems to be a challenge for many people, including us. But I refused to let that belief define my reality. So we had a conversation with our real estate agent, and she suggested lowering the price with 100,000 euro to align with the market. And at first I hesitated. I said, oh, no. Then I paused and I thought, wait a minute. What if this is a sign to be bold and to have faith? So I said, okay, let's lower the price. But up here, I held firm to my belief and kept asking for the price that I wanted, which was 100,000 above the market at that time. So I had faith, and I was certain that this is going to happen. So this was happening 1 week before we were going to move to our new house. So a little bit of stress. That very week, we started getting leads. Okay. And one afternoon, they were some people looking at their house, they came by, and same afternoon, a woman who came to view the house, she called back to the agent and she was interested to buy the house. And the agent called me and she said, you know what, she is interested. And I said, what is the price? And she said, well, it's lower than what you have expected. And I said, no, this is the price that I want. And the agent, she thought, well, there's a risk that you can lose this now. And I said, I am willing to take the chance. My husband, he was going to kill me. He thought that I was crazy. And I promise you, 10 minutes, not even that, she called me back and she said, you know what? She's on. You are getting that price that you wanted to have. So this is what I'm talking about. Being in charge and being in control. And my recent real awareness and most beautiful realization is that faith alone isn't necessarily enough. And faith alone isn't the highest level of feeling. It's the knowing. Knowing surpasses faith. So think about it this way. If I'm looking at my vision board of 2025, okay, and I'm telling you now, honestly, how I really feel about it. Okay, so I'm looking at my vision board. for 2025. And I know it is done. Without a doubt. I look at it and I go, oh man, I just cannot wait to experience all that. I'm so excited for this. My soul is on fire because I have convinced myself that I'm so powerful that whatever I ask for on this vision board or this grocery list will be delivered to me. I know this to be true. I'm certain, I know. So faith is important, faith is powerful, faith is strong, but it's actually my knowing. Okay? And when the love rhythm shows up and bumps and shows up, does it impact me? No, because I'm so strong in my knowing. I know it's on its way. And nothing can throw me, of course. Nothing can take me off this path, right? Because I know. So faith is absolutely not wrong. It's not bad. It is beautiful. But I want you to take that faith energy that is working out, faith in higher power, have faith in my vision board, in my goal, in my dream, in myself. And I want you to move into knowing. And you can use the word certainty if you would like to. But the knowing, to know something fully, cannot be convinced otherwise. You cannot be convinced otherwise. You know. Do you think that anybody can come to me and be like, Suad, manifestation is not real. It's not true. You're crazy. You lost it. Do you think anybody could impact me? Do you think I would be like, oh, really? Am I? Maybe. No. Because I'm so convinced of this work. I'm so convinced of what I teach and my abilities and powers. And you have the same power. You can become successful entrepreneur. You can become successful in your career. You can become successful in your life. You can experience all the things that you desire, but you have to change. You have to change. You have to tap into that new identity. Right? And there are certain steps that you need to follow. And it's not going to change over a night or 2 days or 3 days. I said 6 months. That is at least what we need. And you are certain of something. You are. It's either that you're going to have it, you're certain that you're going to have it, or you're certain that you're not. It's one or the other. So which level of certainty and knowing do you desire? That's the key here. So I want you to start with hope. If that is what you have to, cling to right now. And then I want to take this, my story, this live event, this collective group, individuals, and I want you to have hope that there's something better for you, my friend. That there's something greater on the way, that you have the power, that you have the ability, that you will work through whatever it is that you're working through in this moment. That this too shall pass. And then I want you to work on faith, right? Faith that there's something greater than you, that there's something outside of you, that there's a force that is responding to you, who you are and who you are being, that is assisting you, that you're not alone, that there's something else, higher power, and you can call whatever you want to call, but there's energy, and we cannot deny it. It's if you say that, well, there's no energy, it's like saying, well, there's no light, but there's a light. And I want you to have the most important thing, faith in yourself. Okay. And I know that we women, we have been, not all women, but most women that I'm talking to, that we have either coming from this, excuse my French, shitty childhood, or relationships, or we have been suppressed, or a lot of us. Okay, I'm one of them. But that is not me. That is not who I am. This is who I am. And all the belief system about things not working out, that I cannot do this and I cannot do that, I cannot run a business, I cannot become successful. Well, look at me. Because now I am in charge. And this is exactly what I help other women with, to unfold their inner potential. Because just the fact that you are able to dream, it means it is doable. It's there for you, waiting for you. But your ego is fighting back all the time. That is why we are stuck in our lives. I was stuck for years, minimum 5 years. I was stuck in this loop. Okay? That's my ego. And also have faith in the world. That the world is inherently good, that people are inherently good, that the world is actually a beautiful place. Because the more of the world's beauty you see, the more of the beauty will be revealed to you, even in the darkest times, even in the darkest moments. It's so beautiful when you make that decision. And after faith, knowing. Know that you are it. You are the successful woman. You are a successful entrepreneur. You are a successful leader. You are love. You are one with this divine, the creator of all things, that and anything that you desire is already done. It's already there. Allow yourself to be open to receive all the beautiful abundance, okay? And don't focus on all the bad things, because the more you focus on the bad things, the more of bad things you will experience. All right? So don't let your ego talk to you out off of this. You are smarter than your ego. You deserve more. Like Emma said, I mean, life, it's not supposed to be difficult. We are making it difficult because we are making the wrong choices based on our belief system, our current belief system. And believe me, I can assure you that your current belief system that you have, most of it have you inherited for someone. Parents, childhood, grandparents, neighbors. Well, just look at their lives. I mean, I love my mother and she made her choice, but I'm making different choices. You see? So who do you want to become? What kind of life do you want? And we're taught not to get our hopes up. How many times have we been like, oh, I don't want to wish for much. I don't want to get my hopes up. Because if I really, really want it so badly, then I don't get it. And then, my ego is going to be bruised. I'm going to be upset. I'm going to feel like a failure, etc., etc. But you need to be emotionally involved with your goal, the thing that you want. The first lesson in this masterclass. What is it that you want? The idea of this elevated lifestyle, greater impact in this world, successful business, elevated idea that you love yourself more. So desire is not a bad thing. I want every single one of you to drop the belief that desiring more for your life is a bad or wrong. It isn't. It's your birthright. Okay, ladies, it is your birthright. And I always tell my clients, when you start working with me, I always tell my clients, you know what, my love? I want you to be selfish now. I want you to drop the guilt. I want you to drop the shame. Anything that tells you that you shouldn't want more, you shouldn't ask more, according to who? Where did that come from? Like, when we were supposed to just be okay with what we have. So I want that each one of you is to allow yourself to desire more. It is your birthright. Let yourself want it. And then take a decision that you will get it. Okay? You are unique. You are beautiful souls. And the things that you can accomplish, there's no limit. I promise you, there's no limit. If you're all hiding, we're all suppressing, and we're all not allowing the truth of who we are to come through, what are we doing? We're not helping anyone. We're not helping ourselves. We're not helping each other. We're not making any difference. We just are. And remember, it's the dreamers that change the world. It is those that dare to dream, to go after their dreams, to make it happen, that are creating something, something bigger, the biggest manifestations, innovations. But there's somewhere along the line that we have learned that, or you have learned that you couldn't make a difference in this world, that you were just another ant on an anthill. But like, come on. Every single one of us is so incredibly powerful and beautiful and has a passion and a purpose and a vision. And every single one of us can impact the world, change the world, especially when we come together, the female force, the female energy. This is why I love what I'm doing. So it's okay to want more. Please, please want more. And if you truly understand spirituality, right? The highly spiritual, to be highly spiritual person is to be connected. Is to allow spirit into your life, allow the truth of who you are to come through. And spirit wants you to be abundant and prosperous. That source energy, the source of it all, it wants you to have more. So ask for more and you will get more. Okay? So that is it for today. Just remember to book that call with me. I mean, I've just opened 10 spots for a free discovery call with me. And listen, you have nothing to lose here, okay? Only things to gain. So if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel that, I don't know, maybe she will talk me into something, that's your ego talking. That's not you. That's not you who signed up for this, okay? You are smarter than your ego. You want more. And oftentimes we don't know what that more is or how. That is why you should book that call with me. So the link is in the chat. Just grab your spot and I can help you quantum leap. I can help you to change your life, your results, business. I can tell you a little bit more about, because we're talking about a lot about mindset and so on. But I just want to clarify that in my mentorships programs, I also help women with the financial part, with the strategical part, and also because I've been working as a finance manager for many, many years. Okay, so I have 20 years of experience, and this is something that I help my clients with who are running a business or with our private financials. So, and you heard Faria yesterday. She started with her financials, and that is something that we are looking into. So we're looking to the entire picture. Okay, so we're not just looking into the mindset, but it's a mindset and the strategy based on what is it that you want to achieve. Okay, what is your goal? What is you want to help with? So leadership, mindset, financials is something that we focus on the entire, all the mentors. Then there are different levels, of course. So if you are interested, if you feel that what we have covered during these 3 days resonates with you and you want to know what the next step could be for you, or how I can help you, then just grab your free spot today. Don't overthink, just do it, because that call, for me, that changed my life. Okay. And the same thing goes if you have been following me for some time, if you have been attending my masterclass for some time, maybe now it's time you actually do something. Because your ego will talk you out of it and tell you that you shouldn't try it now. Just wait a little more time, 2 months, 3 months, try to fix it on your own. Because now you have gathered more information. Woohoo! Right? So do you have any questions? I will see here in the chat what is here in here. Let's see. It was Abir who asked me what you think the steps are. Okay, what kind of steps? Okay, maybe I will reach out to her, see what she means by that. Otherwise, ladies, thank you so much. And I really hope that now it's time to change something in your life, in your outside world, inside world. And I really